Man, we are live, Cowboys Nation. We are live, Stargang affiliates. We are in the building. We have a good time. Little late night session. Little late night session. What you got next, man? Little late night session. Shout out to my guy Mark Kenner in the building. My guy David Jenkins in the building. Was good. Man. Keith said the season is coming up quick. Brother, you have not lied. The season is very, very quickly approaching us. No offense or buts about it, man. Give it a like, give it a share, man. You already know what the business is. Stargate's in the building. Man, we're going to talk about this quarterback two, this QB2 tonight. Whether it matters, where it doesn't matter. No, no ifs, ands, or buts. I had a tweet that kind of went fire today. You feel me? Kind of back and forth with a lot of folks. I enjoyed it. Indeed, I definitely enjoyed the fodder. And man, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna put the tweet up. We're gonna talk about the tweet. Maybe we get somebody in here. I guess Bill might come by and dip in. We'll see what happens. But neither here nor there. With that being said, though, obviously, well, let me before I do that, let me bounce over here. The word was today, Cowboys Nation, that we saw the Texans game. Everybody saw the Texans game, right? We all saw the Texans game. And when it pertains to the Texans game, we look at the three quarterbacks. We're not going to talk about DiNucci. Ben DiNucci, we know what it is, right? The 3 picks, it was bad, it was ugly, so on and so forth. We're getting him up out of here. And look, he was never going to be the guy, right? Even heading into training camp, nobody, or if you thought that he could have been the backup, I mean, that was not really realistic. It was between Gilbert and then, of course, Rush was here. And we all kind of thought about Rush was going to be the guy, or not Rush, Gilbert's going to be the guy. And Gilbert, unfortunately, guys, against the Texans, golden opportunity to walk through the door. And, Zach Martin stepped on his foot. He had opportunity to step up in the pocket. Instead, he got sacked, strip fumble. Second drive, was it 2nd and 9? Ran the ball. 3rd and 8, ran the ball. Didn't give him a lot of opportunities to do something, right? And then Cooper Rush comes in, and we see him go before the very last drive at the end of the half. We watched Cooper Rush go 9 for 11, around 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, and do his thing. And after the game, we heard the head coach, Mike McCarthy, said, "Well, we need one more. We need one more game. We need one more game to kind of decipher some of this stuff, right?" We're going to get into that, Keith. As my guy Keith says, we're going to settle for Rush. We're going to get into that. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Shout out to my guy Stuart. Hey, man, what's good, Nixon, man? What's going on with you? So Rush is getting the first team snaps now. Boom. That's what's happening. So he has an opportunity here leading in to the final preseason game. But our guy, Double G, guys, ladies, Gilbert left the door open. Although, I would say this. Going back to that second series with Gilbert, 2nd and 9 ran the ball, 3rd and 8 ran the ball. Play calling was a little different for those two guys. I'm not talking about a sponsor. We talk about sponsors here a little bit. We know Kellen Moore had played with Rush and coached Rush, and Gilbert's a new guy on the block, if you will. So, yeah, I mean, a little indifferent with the play calling somewhat. But now here we go with Rush and what's happening. So, I came out here, I jumped the gun today a little bit. And I'll say, hey, man, look. And I'll do the tweet. Let me put the tweet all the way up here real quick. Let me get that tweet up all the way up a little earlier today. And I said, I know the Cowboys Nation are worried about the backup quarterback. And exactly how I feel right now. I'm not in the slightest. Why, you might ask? It's all on 4. It's all on Dak, guys. If Dak goes down for the season, right? I mean, it doesn't matter Tom, Dick, or Harry you have behind him. The season will be done. It's a wrap, guys. It's over. Like, if Dak goes down for the entire season like he did last year, we would have a problem, right? I think that's kind of rudimentary. I think that's kind of I think it's kind of simple. I don't think like that's a wild statement or a hot take, right? I think at the end of the day, if at any point in time, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, 9, 10, if that goes down and the season is over, I don't really care who you can go get, who's available. That's the end of the season, right? I mean, pick a guy, throw whatever name out there that you want to. And Justin, I'm with you. I'm with you there, Justin. I'm with you. Yeah, it just says we need to look at another QB for backup. Absolutely. And I don't think that's lost on the Cowboys. Hence why I'm not worried. Hence my tweet. I'm not really worried. I do believe that the Cowboys are going to upgrade. They're going to upgrade QB2. However, what I'm telling you is I don't care who QB2 is and who they go upgrade. They're not going to go win the Super Bowl or take us to the Super Bowl, guys. And Justin backdoors with Nick Foles. And actually, if you tuned in post game after the Texas game, me and my guy message from the 40 podcast, we talked about this. Honestly, and to be real, if you look at the Bears situation, you look at the contract situations, I think the Bears are more likely to cut Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's going to save them like $2 or $2.5 million. Nick Foles would cost them money at the end of the day. So you're not going to trade for that contract. And I actually tweeted out and I said, whispers, Andy Dalton, look, I'm telling you guys, I feel very strongly that Andy Dalton might really end up being our backup again. Keep it a buck. He knows the system. He's better than what we have in-house. And at this point, if you watch or paid attention to the Bears preseason, I don't think there's really a way they can line up week 1 and Justin Fields is not their starter. So you go to the backups and you look at Foles and you look at Andy Dalton, monetarily wise, when it pertains to the cap. Well, they can get out of Dalton's contract and actually put money towards their cap. They can't do that with Nick Foles. Those are just the facts. 1. 2, you signed Andy Dalton to be your starter, right? Did this whole QB1 thing, right? On Twitter and these different social medias. He's even came out and said, it's my time. He can have his time, whatever the case may be. Nick Foles has already been the backup there to other guys. So it's an easier transition to have Nick Foles as the backup there to Andy Dalton, who is brought in to be the starter right now. So you save money, and all the QB1 stuff with Dalton and what he said and what they've said even, you get rid of him. So to me, I do believe there's a high percentage chance that Andy Dalton can be the backup here in Dallas again. And that's fine. Hey, look, can't really ask for much better than Andy Dalton and what he's done. You know what I mean? You really can't. However, Andy Dalton's also going to take the team to the Super Bowl. You feel me? I mean, he's just not. He's just not. So obviously, as I went back and forth, throughout Twitter today, and we were doing things and talking and whatever, I hit everybody with this tweet about an hour ago. Okay, I hit everybody with this tweet about an hour ago. Let me hit this with y'all real quick. And I think a lot of people missed the point that I was trying to convey, because my original tweet said, if that goes down for the season, it's a wrap. Okay, so let's look at my following tweet, which says, people missed the point. I do believe they will upgrade QB2, as we just talked about. I'm not worried about that. As my original tweet said, it doesn't matter who QB2 is. If that goes down for the entire season, there's not a backup QB we could add that will get us to the Super Bowl. Like, I don't think that's really outlandish, guys. Like, I mean, I just don't. Now we'll have a conversation here with everybody that's tuned in. I just don't think it's outlandish. If y'all think somebody different, and look, so we had Andy. I'm good with Andy. I mean, bro, Driscoll not getting us to the Super Bowl, guys. You know what? Chase Daniel. I mean, great backup. I'm not tripping. Great backup. He's not getting us to the Super Bowl. And that's kind of my point in my sentiment of, I'm not freaking out about backup quarterback. A lot of people are. I understand that. But I'm not freaking out about it because it's all on Dak. You pay him to be the guy. And look, let's be clear. Let's pump the brakes and kind of rewind real quick. Before last year, somebody in the comment section, tell me what game that Dak missed before this year, or excuse me, last year, 2020 season. Before last year, what game has Dak missed outside of him starting maybe getting pulled because we're going to the playoffs? Dak has never missed a game. He hasn't. Now I get it. You do want a viable backup in case something happens for 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 games, right? Maybe 5 games. And I understand that. And again, I do believe they're going to upgrade the backup position. I don't think they're not going to sit on their hands. I said Dalton. Look, and I did this show a few weeks ago with my guy, again, Massey from 40 Podcasts. And I said, hey, look, quietly, you look at the money that, and we're talking about cap wise, right? And you look at the money that Jimmy Garoppolo's owed that's not really guaranteed. They can get out of his contract and cut him if they decide to roll with Trey Lance, right? So, I mean, you could add a Jimmy G even to this, right? I mean, he started the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Off the strength of that defensive running game, and had an opportunity to make a big throw in the Super Bowl that maybe give them the lead late that he missed. But, I mean, if you had the Jimmy G, this team is what it is. It's on Dak. So, yeah, I just don't really – oh, come on now. Look. I love – Stuart, you already know because you're a long-time listener. As I call my guy, the Southwest, Tim Tebow. I love what he did against us, obviously. I've kind of paid attention to him. Man, good legs, decent arm. I do like him for sure. But with that being said, my entire point of I'm not worried about QB2 today as I came out and talked about it is it doesn't matter who QB2 is, guys. It doesn't matter because whoever QB2 is isn't going to get us over the hump. And I had somebody said, oh, well, Nick Foles did it, for the Eagles a few years ago. Okay, cool. Bad. But Nick Foles was also a Pro Bowl starter in this league before he was the backup and what happened. So let's remove Nick Foles from it because Nick Foles hasn't really been good anywhere else outside of that run that year, right? Who's the last backup quarterback to go do those things? I mean, Dak. You drafted Dak, right? Romo got hurt. He came in, led the team to 13-3. And then you go further back. Maybe go to the Rams and whenever Kurt Warner had to come in and be the starter, and even that year, you saw what happened. They still didn't get all the way there. So I mean, you kind of go out of the way. If you go all the way back to the Giants, right? Phil Simms got hurt, and Jeff Hostetler came in there, and he led them to a Super Bowl. Okay, cool. But you look at the running game with the Otis Anderson and the David Maggett, and you want to start naming those guys on defense, whether we're talking about Lawrence Taylor or Banks or even Everson Walls at that point, former Cowboy that was playing for them. We kind of go down the line. So, I mean, in general, a backup quarterback, look, there's not 32 starting quarterbacks in this league. There are, what I'm saying is, there's not 32 teams that are comfortable with their starting quarterback, right? I mean, those are factual statements. So you're looking for a guy to come behind Dak that can do that. See, for me, when I look at what's Double G or Rush, if Dak's gone for 2 or 3 games, I look at Zeke in this offensive line, we should be able to get by, right? That's how I feel. Bring a Dalton back. Again, I think there's a high percentage chance that Dalton could be that guy. Okay, bring him back in. Sure, he can steady the ship for 2 to 4, maybe 5 weeks. However, oh my goodness. I mean, man, if only you could have a Montana and Young. I'm with you. If only you can have a Montana and Young. Yeah, just about got off work, man. I had to tweet today and everything. I got off work, Jesse, so I had to come in here solo. Everybody's sleep time. So, but I'm here for y'all. I'm doing it for the people. All right, man. The people's champ. You already know what it is. My guy says, couldn't a decent QB2 with a good O-line be serviceable? Big dog. Okay. Give me the good QB2, though. Brandon, who's the good QB2? Because for me, if Dak was to go down, whoever the backup is, I'm leaning heavy on Zach. I'm leaning heavy on Pollard. I'm leaning on the offensive line. and we go forward from that point. Ball control, do what we got to do, and see if we can come away with a couple of wins. But bro, at the end of the day, I mean, look at what's in free agency right now as compared to what we have. Giant Diaz, appreciate you tuning in. What's going on, Dallas Cowboys for Life? Always. I mean, talk to me, Brandon. Who's out there? I mean, you got a 36-year-old Matt Moore. You feel better about a Matt Moore right now? There's just not guys available currently. Now we can talk about, maybe a Nick Mullins gets cut from the Eagles. We could talk about, Andy Dalton or Foles getting cut from the Bears. Andy Dalton seems a little bit more likely monetarily wise. We go to the Steelers, right? Maybe a Josh Dobbs gets cut. You bring him in. If something happens with Jimmy G, right? I mean, there's a guy there, but I mean, overall, yeah, see, exactly. See, everybody goes back to Nick Foles. But here's my point, though, Brandon. Everybody goes back to Nick Foles because of the magical run that the Eagles had. And I'm okay with it. I understand that. But what has he done outside the magical role when he got the chance to be the starter? You feel me? And then, too, I mean, they had a great defense and different things. Man, shout out to Nick and what he did. But, again, we just don't – like, they don't grow on trees. Again, you can withstand – look, for me, right, perfect scenario. Dalton gets cut because you're going to go with Justin Fields, excuse me. Okay, and you bring Dalton back because he lives here. He knows the offense. Okay, Dalton can hold it down for 2 to 4 weeks, right? I agree with that. But outside of that, in my original tweet was, I don't care who you sign. If Dak is gone for the entire year, there's nobody here to do that. There's nobody that you can sign, trade for. Gardner Minshew, throw him out there as well, because that's another hot button guy in Cowboys Nation. Man, it's not going to happen. That's why I'm telling people, like, man, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. Again, outside of last year, tell me a game that Dak missed. I'll wait. Last year, fluke injury, I get it. But outside of that, Dak doesn't miss games. However, as everybody's worried about the backup, okay, if he is gone for the season, it doesn't matter who you bring in here. Now, boom, there you go. He's a third string right now. Brandon, exactly. It's a wrap. Wrap it up. Oh, boom. My guy Mark's in the building says, I think if a Rush plays well this last game, he's the guy. Yeah, I mean, and look, NFL arm be damned. He doesn't have an NFL strength-wise arm. However, preseason and on the field, for those that don't think that preseason matters, ladies and gentlemen, obviously it does matter when it comes to certain positions. And again, Gilbert had an opportunity possibly to do some things. I don't think play calling go for there. I'm just saying, man, they didn't call the best of plays for Gilbert in the Texans game. But yeah, absolutely, unequivocally, Rush has an opportunity here. Obviously, practicing now with the ones, going to Jacksonville, and we got to see what happens. But again, we got to pay attention to the waiver wire and see what goes down. My guy Brandon back with Dwayne Haskins. I mean, man, I'll tell you, I don't know. I don't know about Dwayne. Because he hasn't done a whole lot, right? He hasn't done a whole lot. He obviously, you saw what he did with the Washington football team. He cut for whatever reasons. We're not going to get on to that. Over there in Pittsburgh, and I just, be honest with you, I just haven't seen a lot of him in Pittsburgh, so I just really don't know. Boom, exactly. Why be worried? I'm not worried. I trust in Dak. My guy Stu, Kaepernick doesn't want to be a backup, nor does Kaepernick want to play in the league anymore. When he had the opportunity to go to Seattle, we heard the head coach there say he's not a backup, he's a starter, blah, blah, blah. All these different things happened. Like, Like the Kaepernick thing, man, let it ride. It's over. Like another guy told me, like, go sign Romo to be a backup. Like it's foolish. Like it's not going to happen. My guy, Colt McCoy, I know you say it don't matter. I'm just throwing names. Hey, look, and Colt McCoy would be solid, right? I mean, Colt McCoy's came in and done some nice things over the years and whatnot. But I'm not saying. Look, let me rephrase. Let me bring it back here real quick, Justin. I'm not saying the QB2 doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. Of course, in a pinch, in a different things, it does matter. You know, I need you for a half, or I need you for 2 games. Sure, it matters. My whole antithesis of my post on Twitter earlier was, as it read, it doesn't matter who is QB2. If Dak was to go down again for the entire season, it's over. I mean, I'm not really sure why Cowboys Nation thought it was wild or insane thought. I mean, guys, we've been down this road, right? Outside of Romo getting hurt in preseason, Dak was the backup. Anytime Romo went down, how'd it go? Anytime Dak went down, how'd it go? I just don't really get it. You know, if you're being smart and you look around the league and you look at all these different teams, I mean, look at the Rams. Somebody name me the Rams. They got Stafford, right? They got Matthew Stafford, and a lot of people like Matthew Stafford. Great arm, you know, talent, whatever, the whole nine. If Matthew Stafford goes down, what do y'all think the Rams are going to do? Let me remove the Cowboys out of the situation, because we're all passionate about the Cowboys. I get it, and we always want them to do the best. I'm with you. Okay. If Matthew Stafford goes down for the Rams for the entire year, what do y'all think the Rams are going to do with the rest of the season? Somebody help me. Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel. If let's go to Seattle, guys. Let's go to Seattle. All right. If Russell Wilson goes down for the entire year, what are the Seahawks going to do, guys? What are the Seahawks going to do? Give me their record. Come on, man. I mean, this ain't even chess. This is checkers. You feel me? That's why I don't understand. Like, Cowboys Nation is such in the uproar about QB2 right now. And I'm like, guys, do you want to upgrade it? Sure. I get it. You want to upgrade. I'm with that. And I do. And again, as I said before, I think they will before day 1 of the season. Right? Those the Bucks went out and got Tom Brady. That says it all for the quarterback history. Okay, but they won a Super Bowl with who though, Mark? They won before him. They won a Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. But let's talk about Tom Brady. If Tom Brady goes down in Tampa, guys, who's the backup? Somebody tell me the backup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, real quick. What are they going to do? Right, Jesse. Right. I mean, guys, and that's my entire point when you talk about this. When we talk about this backup quarterback position, and which my original tweet said, I'm like, if Dak goes down for the season, I don't care. I literally, I don't care. I'm gonna throw it up here again, for sure. Let me throw it up here one more time for y'all. There it is, man. I mean, if I know a lot of Cowboys Nation are worried about the backup QB. I'm not in the slightest. Why, you ask? It's all on number 4. If Dak goes down for the season, it doesn't matter what Tom, Dick, or Harry you have behind him. The season will be done. I don't really think that's a hard concept. But maybe I'm wrong. And, you know, that's why I want to come out here and, you know, a little late night creep on for Star Game. Make sure on the YouTube, Star Game Podcast, hit the YouTube, hit that sub up for your guy. But I want to come back and talk about it because I had a lot of blowback. I was all, well, Aikman had good backups or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but Aikman never missed the entire season. He missed games here and there. But he didn't miss entire seasons. It matters. The entire season, you're over with it. I got Mark checking in, right? Even more to your point, if that goes down and it's on Zeke and the backup QB, we need more investment in that line. And right, guys. And look, and to be clear, when we talk about this offensive line, starters are good. Not great because you got to worry a little bit about the center position because we don't know what we're going to get from Tyler Badaz. But it's not the great wall or the greatest depth that we had. We all know swing tackle is a problem, right? We really don't. Well, swing tackle is a for sure issue. No ifs, ands, or buts. Uh, you got McGovern as a swing guard, if you will, and then backup center. Connor McGovern's kind of been a little shaky at best, if you will. But as long as we're standing upright, if you lose the tackle, here's what's going to happen: you kick Martin to the tackle, and then you kick McGovern to the guard, and then you pray you don't have another injury. Again, I do believe this, though, Mark. I do believe this. I do believe as we head into these cuts and things that are happening, I think the Cowboys are definitely going to be scouring and looking for some O-line help there as well. I will pivot into this. I know we're talking about QB2 tonight and those kind of things, Cowboys Nation. Keep them questions coming. Keep them comments coming. I'm going to rock with y'all at least 20 or so more minutes. As long as y'all want to rock, I'll rock. How about that? I think we have a tradable asset, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have a tradable asset. I really do. As we're looking across the board and we're talking about different things, and I think we have a tradable asset on offense, but I don't think it's. I think we have a tradable asset when it comes to wide receiver. We've seen Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson walk through that door and be what they are. Top three are solidified, and it is. We're not. Stop. We're not going to talk about Gallup. Gallup's going to be here. But we talk about Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson. I think there's a tradable asset there if you need to go get something. Beforehand, I thought maybe Anthony Brown could be a tradable asset. But honestly, I do think they're going to roll in there. I think you're starting. Look, I think we can solidify. Your starting cornerbacks week one are going to be Diggs, Brown on the outside, and it's going to be J. Lou in the slot. I like Kennedy. I think Kennedy has played his way into a starting position. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger. And, of course, I don't think that Boss Man Fat, a.k.a. Kelvin Joseph, has played his way over Anthony Brown at this point. So Brown's no longer a tradable commodity unless they just want to roll the dice, if you will. So if we get back to the brass tacks, if somebody needed a wide receiver, Cedric Wilson or Noah Brown, that's a tradable commodity to possibly help you somewhere, back up offensive line, if you can get that piece. But no. Top three solidified here. Gallup, Cooper, Lamb are going nowhere. I'm talking about Brown and Ced Wilson. Those guys are tradable commodities. They've proved their worth. They've done different things, and you can possibly flip them for a piece. Obviously you have the draft capital that you could do some things with, but we got to let things kind of shake out, see the cuts, see what happens, and kind of go from there. Outside of that, and I'll ask you this, let me ask the chat this. Outside of those wide receivers I talked about, what do you think is a tradable piece? I'll be honest, as I spin the wheel and I look, man, I just don't. Like I said, I thought Brown might have been a tradable piece. I don't think he is anymore. Outside of the wide receiver position, I don't really think we have a tradable piece anywhere currently. If you have one, let me know. But yeah, back to the QB2, and we're going to stay on task on what we're talking about here. Man, again, I think Dalton finds his way back here. No, Jalen Smith's not a tradable piece. Contract-wise. Next year, he'll be gone. This year, not a tradable piece. They did try to trade him during the draft, but where we are and where we're standing right now, it's right. He's not a tradable piece anymore. So next year, he'll be here for this season and play maybe 20-30% of the snaps. They'll move on from him next season, and that's just kind of what it is. Shout out to Jalen. But yeah, I just I think you can end up with Andy Dalton back here at backup. But guys, y'all tell me the quarterback that we can procure, free agent right now, guy you think you're going to cut, guy you can trade for. If Dak went down for the season, that would be able to keep us upright all the way to the Super Bowl. Somebody help me, because I don't. Me personally, and I skewered the land. We talked about him a little bit earlier tonight. I don't see him. I don't see him. You know, I just don't. Hmm. And I got a lot of blowback on Dak, right? I got a lot of blowback on Dak on the antithesis that I said he's going to play all. Look, and again, because let me hit that real quick, because I backdoored that with the spoiler alert. Let me hit that real quick for y'all, because I hit bam right there, spoiler alert. Dak Prescott will not miss a game this season. And they all missed. Mahomes missed, and this guy missed, and this guy missed, and all this. All these guys missed games. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, Dak Prescott until last year has not missed a game. I mean, those are just the facts. He hasn't missed a game. So why would we not think he would go back to that? I mean, yes, the injury sucks. I get it. And it happened. It was a freakish injury. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't like he got blasted or undercut. It was just a freak thing. But again, I believe that that's going to play, all year. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And whoever's behind him, it is. My guy Canner's in the building said, "Is that all solid enough to consider Pollard?" No. I like the question. I think they're going to go 3 deep at running back. I think that was done enough to play his way onto the roster. Yes, sir. I do believe that. I do believe Dowdle has played his way onto the roster. Absolutely. I think the Cowboys will keep 3 running backs. But to make Pollard expendable, nah, we're not there. We're not there. Well, we got a hater in the building. Eastside Herald's on the Cowboys, so I don't know why he's even here. He's played and worried about the Cowboys. Whew, we keep the lights on for the NFL, don't we? Justice says, I'm worried about Dak. Something. Don't worry. He threw 50+ passes prior to the Texans game. Film's out there. He's good. And look, not just passes. He was letting it rip. It's all good. Dak's arm is ready to go. Now, whether we like it or not, there's a lot of different opinions when it comes to Dak as far as should he have played preseason or not. I mean, sure. I mean, I'll buy both sides of that. But on the back door, man, they've chose to play it close to the vest leading into the Buccaneers game. So here we are, and that's where we're at. But Dowdle for sure, Mark. Dowdle for sure is is in the building, but he's not going to replace Pollard. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yes. Well, hold on. And to be clear, there's not really anywhere that Adam Schefter even tweeted about it or said anything about it. Mark Florio from Pro Football Talk, he did them clicks and just kind of ran with it, and things happened, and they kind of spiraled. And then you saw Dak throw like 50+ times, and then everybody shut up about it. So yeah, a lot of smoke there. No substance, a lot of smoke there for sure. Real quick though, I do a flip. Oh, we would talk about QB2 enough. As I got y'all here, man, you know who the number 1 rated linebacker is versus the rush in the preseason? Man, that boy Neal. That boy Neal. And then, of course, man, if y'all saw Baldy Breakdowns, which I shared on Twitter, if you don't follow me, right there on the bottom of the screen, your guy Nick's _ in between, man. Follow me on Twitter. I'm always retweeting and talking about our guy Brian Baldinger, aka Baldy's Breakdowns. My goodness, did a great breakdown of what they were talking about, or what not just what they're talking about, but what Micah Parsons did during the game, and just showing the different lineups and what they're doing. Had this quote. His quote was this: Micah Parsons will be the most, right? I was like, most. My ears perked up a little bit. The most versatile defensive player this year. Big statement from Baldy for the rookie. But he also backdoored and said, and something we've kind of seen throughout the preseason, we've kind of seen him a little bit of everywhere, lining up outside, lining up inside, nose tackle, defensive end, just kind of a little bit of everywhere, blitzing or dropping back, different things. And as he said, as you look at the film and things that are happening, which I believe as well, that they're building this defense around Parsons and what he does. At the end of the day, this is his defense right now. And it's something to be excited about, you know. Oh man, Jabril Cox consistently been better every preseason game. Had his best game this week. Had a great game against Arizona. Now the Steelers game, but I mean early, right? But we've watched him come through. The biggest knock on Cox was his tackling, right? Man, tell you what, guys. And look, and as your guy Nix is going to always keep it 100 with you. I said it out the game when we got Cox. For me personally, I love his coverage skills. Loved them. Love the coverage skills from Cox. I was like, man, I felt like as we were through OTAs and going to camp, I was like, it's probably a redshirt year, right? Probably a redshirt year for Cox. You know, special teams, depth. You know, if an injury happens, maybe he gets pushed up the board. We'll see. Man, I'll tell you, the last two games for sure and what he's been able to do, not coverage-wise because we knew that, but tackling, you know, getting through the soup, if you will, shedding some blocks and whatnot, man, making a lot of noise and making it very hard for this coaching staff to not find some snaps for him on Sunday. Again, it was talked about him being the steal of the draft early on, but, you know, hype, you know, you got to wait and see what happens, you know. But for me personally, I said redshirt year, special teams, and see what happens. To now, I'm like, well, you know, actually, we might need to find a way to get him on the field on Sunday. That's what he's doing right now. That's what he's doing right now. And look, again, for my biggest thing that I also said when it was about him, not that he was I said he was a willing tackler, just bad at it. Boy, they have coached him up and teached him up, and he's gotten much better. And you gotta respect the work that the coach staff has put in with him, and him receiving that and doing better. Because if you watch this film, in especially last year in LSU that he played versus now, his tackling and his technique much better, and that's what you want to see, right? My guy says, what about safety Hooker? 28, not 38, by the way. Yeah, Hooker, he's in COVID protocol, so basically he has to get two. He's not COVID positive. He has to have two negative tests. He can practice. He has time to get back on the field Wednesday, which put him back on the field for the Jacksonville game. Obviously played in the second half, covered up a couple of mistakes from Nashawn Wright, laid the wood on his second play. The thing that I really liked about Hooker was this. He played some single high safety, laid some wood, and they were not afraid to put him in the box. And for me, when I see that they put him in the box, I was like, okay, health-wise, they're not concerned about him right now. So, you know, I'm pretty stoked about that standpoint when it comes to him. But yeah, man, back to what the original point of this was, is we're talking about that. Questions, comments, whatever, throw them up there. I'll be more happy to address them. QB2, guys, Cowboys Nation, man, we got to chill out. Man, we got to chill out on QB2. I'm just saying, like, everybody's kind of up in an uproar. There's other things that we should be more worried about than QB2 currently. That's all. That's kind of my message and coming on late and what to talk to y'all about. Because number 4 leaves, it doesn't matter who I don't care who you get. It doesn't matter who QB2 is. Now, do the Cowboys need to upgrade QB2 a little bit? Yes, I do agree with that. Do I think they'll upgrade it a little bit? Absolutely. However, you got to think in QB2 standards of, can he get us by for 2 or 3, 4 games? And then you also have to pivot to me, I think, in the most part, when you look at Zeke and the work that he's put in, this offensive line being healthy, you lean on them heavy, and they'll get you more by for 2 or 3 games than possibly that QB2. But overall, right? But overall, when it comes to QB2, hey, man, this is all on Dak's shoulders, right? That's why you're paying the big bucks, and it is what it is. You know, I know for a lot of Cowboys fans, we'll go back to the years that prior to 16 when he got hurt and Dak walked through the door and we went 13-3. The years that he got hurt, man, they were bleak years. They were very bleak. Whenever Romo went down, you just kind of knew, you know, whether you traded for a Matt Castle right? Or you had the Oklahoma State guy, Brandon Whedon. Man, it was very bleak in those times, man. You know, oh Mark, well, damn it, I'm trying to preach the good word. I just am. You know, after last week and Cooper Rush walked through the door, man, everybody's kind of losing their mind. I'm just like, it's preseason. Look, Danucci's not good. We get it. It's fine. You know, but for those that are in the building, I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't think, you know, Gilbert's kind of lost that trust and whatever. Cooper Rush, I mean, maybe he lines up week one as your backup. I hope they would scour and do something different. But again, just understand what it is, man. Like, don't get so over your what do they call it, over your toes, if you will, right? Don't get over your feet as you're running. Relax and think about it. But with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all as always, man. We've been rocking for 45 minutes. You know, this is kind of impromptu because my tweet and all the different responses and things that were happening. So I want to check in with y'all, talk with y'all. You know, hey, man, just chill, just breathe. Just breathe about the quarterback two position, let it play out and see what happens as we lead into week one, and we'll go from there. And by the way, Dak is fine. For those that are worried about Dak, he's fine. There's no worries there. If you're worried about it, I'm telling you, don't be. And there's that. You can believe me or not, but I've talked to enough people that know the right people. He's fine. Appreciate y'all as always, man, for rocking with me. Stargang is the group on Facebook. 7K strong. Come jump in. Stargang, a page. Like and follow the page. And as always, we're trying to get that 1K on YouTube on the bottom of the screen. As you see, Stargang Podcast is the channel. Hit that sub, hit that bell. Because you know what? We weren't supposed to go on tonight. I decided to go on. You wouldn't have known. And of course, on Twitter. I'm approaching 2K followers on Twitter. Man, your guy Nick's underscores underneath. By all means, or in between, I should say. Man, come follow your guy over here, man. I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all have a good one. Hey, man, that right there. Acknowledge me. Appreciate it. Shout out to my guy Mark Kenner as well, man. Y'all have a good night, man. We got Hard Knocks tomorrow, guys. Should be a good time. And we'll talk about, and definitely we'll be doing a show recapping Hard Knocks as always. Y'all have a good night. Peace.